Hey everyone, Andy here, and today is day 2 of the Shanghai Bike Show. The reason why I'm showing you from day 2 rather than day 1 was because day 1 I was really tired and I looked terrible on camera. Also, it was miserable and raining, but today is much brighter. I feel much brighter, and we're going to go and explore everything that I saw yesterday. There's some really cool stuff here. So what we've done is we've come into a different area today. We haven't come through the main gate, and we're going into the first hall. Actually, before we go into the hall, I'll show you the scale of this place. It's no Euro bike, but it is still pretty massive. So we've got, basically, I'll show you, we'll turn this camera around now. There's this like row of halls going down there. There's the north halls. I don't know if there's anything in those. And then here we've got the west halls, and across there we've got the east halls. And there's 5 halls in each of these. So we've got 5 halls in the west, 5 halls in the east, and they are cram-packed full of bike gear. So we've actually walked into a good spot. We're here at the XDS booth. Now XDS, not a brand that we're familiar with in the UK or in Europe, but they do some really cool things, and this bike I really want to show you. This is their like teenage or youth brand bike. I think it's called the XDS Talon. It was getting a lot of attention yesterday. No one's around it today. But this bike here is a new model. It just got launched. As you can see, it's got a mid-pivot suspension design. This version's got AXS on it as well. It looks like a carbon frame, but it's actually aluminium with really, really nice smooth welds on it. It's got a really good spec. It's got the suspension from EXA, which is a Kind Shock brand. Now this bike, as you can see, it's got some really cool bits on it. It's got Continental tires. We've got these really nice looking like brakes. I'm not sure on the brand, but they do feel really good. Dropper post, EXE rear suspension. Now this bike, I think it has 170 mil of travel, I believe it was. And believe it or not, but this bike as it stands with that spec is around 1,300 pounds. That is insane. Oh, here we go. This is something I wanted to see. Look, as soon as I was about to turn the camera off, here's the Quick Pro downhill bike. This has been something that I've been seeing a lot of online. It looks a lot like a nuke proof, but it has an idler on it. That is so cool. So according to the specs on here, this one is 44,998 RMB. That's Öhlins. Now, if you don't know what that means, that's like £5,000. So £5,000 for a carbon fiber downhill bike with Öhlins. It's got SRAM Maven brakes on it. It looks mint. It looks really, really good. So this is the Quick Pro Gravity, a downhill bike. And then behind it, there is the Enduro bike. Just here, you can just about make it out. So this is their Enduro bike. Again, high pivot design, quite similar to a Giga, but with the mid pivot suspension design. Very cool.
We spend many time in this bike, and we focus on quality, strength.
So this is a cross country bike, and this is called, is it the Deft?
Yes.
The Deft. And again, a beautiful looking bike. This is like, the carbon is so nice. Like you say, that you focus on quality.
Yes.
And you use high quality carbon fiber.
Very high quality.
And we got this hidden suspension design here. That's really cool. And flex stay.
This bike lighter than boxing.
How heavy is this bike?
1.92.
1.92. The Chija? Oh no, the whole bike?
No income.
Okay. So 1.92 kilograms for the frame only, yes, without the shock. That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
So to give you an idea of the scale of this place, here's the map. That's the W5 exhibitor list. Look at the size of that. There's so much, and there's the map. I think it's going to disrupt the market when it comes out. This is really, really cool. So this is just a 3D printed prototype as it stands, but it's a DJI equipped bike, and it looks fantastic. It looks really, really cool. So we've got the high mid-pivot design. There's always people around the cool bikes, isn't there? It's all right, don't worry. No. So this, like I said, this is a 3D printed design of the prototype, DJI equipped. It's got flip jet here, and this will be coming out pretty soon, yeah?
So Velduro carbon fiber DJI powered bikes. We just released our gravel bike, which won the gold award at the Shanghai show. So that is also DJI of a 600 watt. That thing is a rocket ship. I've got a review on New Zealand Cycling magazine. Next design is our Rogue, which is DJI as well, 800, 160, mid-pivot, obviously 3D print, carbon frames in the process. That finishes 10th of June. That goes to New Zealand to be taken down Cadrona, Queenstown, and get fully reviewed. But we will also be doing frame only. Frame only, fully wired with UDH on the back, so you can customize whatever you want. You want to go 170, go 170. You want to retrofit your old EMTB mountain bike, go for it. So
I'll eventually get out of here, but look at that. That is interesting, isn't it? Let's move over to Star Union for their magnetic gear motor, which they hope is going to take on DJI. So if we have a look at this, I'm not sure what bike that is. I believe it's just a bike that they produce just to hold their motor system and show it off. And as you can see, it's a really, really compact little system in there. What makes this special is that it's a magnetic gear system, so it's really low on drag. Apparently it's absolutely silent when in use. It's already won an award by the looks of it. It weighs 2.3 kilograms and has 80 Newton meters of torque. It's a really compact little thing. Also, I don't know if we can see it. They had one before, but this screen up here, oh, it's not on. The screen is absolutely fantastic. It's almost like an OLED display. When I first saw it, I thought it was a sticker. It was so clear. As you can see from this side, you wouldn't even see the motor. Really, really small. Batteries are small as well. I believe they're like up to 460, I think it was. So it's going to be an interesting one. If they can get these bikes down to a lighter weight than an Amflow, but then they offer the same sort of range but quieter, it could be an all-new lightweight e-bike system. But yeah, very, very cool. But there was one I could try before. Let's see if we can. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Yes.
Do you have one? Can I see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, is it OLED?
This is TFT.
So yeah, the color is beautiful. It's super, super clear. Wow, that's cool. And there's the control for it. Is the bike available to try?
They already just moved outside test bike.
Oh, okay, outside. Okay,
Yes.
I'll try and test ride it. It's very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So yeah, that's a really interesting one. It'll be interesting to see if anyone picks that up. They did tell me yesterday that they're in talks with some big brands. I can't say who. It's a very big brand who might be interested in this motor system. So yeah, it's got some potential, obviously. Right, let's have a quick look around here. This is E5. We totally missed these. So on their stand also, they have a very good looking Santa Cruz built up with EXT suspension and 5 dev cranks. We've seen a lot of knockoff 5 dev cranks here. We've even got this beautiful Uno on display, and there's a couple of Addertons as well. So, you know, it's not just Chinese bikes at the Chinese bike show. There's actually a lot of different countries' bikes, but the big international brands are present. Even if they're not here officially, they do have some sort of presence with bikes on stands. This company also makes their own brakes, and the brakes are actually used by the champion of China, the guy we saw before. So these are the brakes that they make. They're actually quite nice looking brakes. They come in different colors. This is like their purple color. It's a 4-piston design, and you can see there's like vents on here for cooling. It's really well made. It feels really, really good quality. The action's a bit interesting. Like, I'm not really into. It's all right to hear, but then it gets quite spongy, and I wonder what that feels like on the trail. There's a hinge clamp to make it easy to get on and off, and they come in loads of different colors. We've got a silver one over here. You can see the caliper a little bit better on this one. So 4-piston design, 2-piece caliper. All your standard stuff, but again, I'm not really sure about that spongy feel, the end stroke. What's interesting about this brand is they've actually got Diritissima on show, and they're saying that this is the brake that they're basing their power and feel on. And you know, this also has that spongy end feel to it, so they've definitely, you know, gone away. They obviously like what they've seen on the Diritissimas. Sorry, the Maxima, sorry, from Trick Stuff, and they've, you know, for want of a better word, well, they've re-engineered it into their own product. But yeah, this is an interesting brand. They make brakes, and they make this magnetic motor system. It's very, very small and compact. Let's look at that bike again. So here we are. These bikes look really cool. This is Timetry, a Tianjin brand. It's a steel frame bike. It's got really nice long low geometry on it. Beautifully machined CNC linkage on there. And just look at the welds on this. It looks like something you could take to be spoked. It's really, really lovely, well-made bike. Really neat, simple pivots. Everything is so clean. External cable routing, which we know we all love. Really cool paint job. Love the logo on this. This is really cool. And there's one of the bikes I'm really excited to see. And here's the other one. This mid-pivot aluminium bike. Looks like a Geometron. Really, really cool looking bike. Let's bring it in here. Beautiful box section stays. Really nice linkage. Huge idler. Again, we've got external cable routing on this. And look at this, all these different little, all these cool little mounts, all CNC machined for the shock. Really clean, simple design, nice brushed aluminium finish. So I was chatting to the guys who designed this yesterday. This is a 140mm travel bike, but you can change the link on the rear to make it into a 170mm travel bike. I want one of these. I think this looks sick. Just look at that. It's really, really cool. So apparently this is still a prototype, and the final bikes will be available around June, July time. So those are the Timetry bikes that I'm really excited to see. They are super new, so new there's no name on them. The silver bike then with the high pivot it's so prototype that he was saying that he had to drill the holes into the frame for the external cable routing himself. And that's why there's no tool mount on it just yet, but there will be one on the final bike. Very, very cool. So this is the extension bikes, C165, C for carbon, 165 for the travel. This can be set up as a 29er front and rear or as a mullet, and it's got some really nice features. It's a full carbon frame, it's a Cat 5 tested frame, and as you can see here, it's got some beautifully machined CNC aluminium linkages here, which give it a really interesting kinematic, which we'll talk about later. Here's the flip chip, so you can change it to mullet. It's got a one-piece carbon rear end, and the shock here actually sits up inside the tube for space. I'm not sure you can see it on camera, but it's got a really beautiful raw finish. You can see the carbon fiber through the lacquer in the sun. There's the branding there. And underneath the down tube, we've got branding as well.
It's a full carbon bike with CNC linkage, CNC or CNC machine linkage. All the bearings on the CNC parts, so you can maintain it very easy. Also, we have bearing shared on both sides of the bearing. Our own designed kinematic, we call the EVP system, extend virtual pivot. When the shock compress, the pivot, the virtual pivot point will move along back to the where they can delay the pullback. They can make a more perfect axle-wheel pass.
And they've got this rather interesting looking enduro bike on display. Look at that. It's got like a very specialized enduro look to it. It's all carbon fiber. Really cool linkage system there. I believe it's 170 mil of travel. And I really like the look of this. Like, it looks very well finished. It's got some really nice design features and details on it. And I love this logo up here, the name of the bike, that's really cool. If you can just see that. But yeah, this is the Winice. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's their gravity focused bike. Looks like, yeah, looks like Specialized, doesn't it? And then behind there's the e-bike version of it, using a Bafang motor, sorry. Again, the same suspension system as the non-e-bike version, with a big Bafang motor and a huge battery in there. Should give it tons of power and range. Hello, boss. I'm with Tony.
Yeah.
This is Tony.
Dennis.
And this is the...
DNIS Brakes, and this is DNIS V4.
So this is the DNIS V4. It's a fully CNC'd, machined, 4-piston caliper. Really light. It's a really big chunky thing with some nice air vents there for cooling these brake pads. And then we've got the matching brake lever. Could you give me the lever?
Yeah.
Thank you. And this is the CNC machine lever that goes with it. So all adjustments look similar to another brand's brake lever. All made in China, yeah?
Yeah.
Very cool. And how much is this? If people want to buy this, how much?
You can find the price on our website.
Okay, yeah? And what's the website?
www.dennisbrake.com.
Cool, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I can see a kind of free ride style bike there. What else we got on this side? Oh, this is quite cool. This carbon fiber bike. And this has got an electronic Chinese drivetrain on it too. The ETX by LT Wu. Carbon fiber back end. It's quite a chunky seat stay, that. Italian flag on it for some reason. And there's that controller for the electric rear mech. A lot of locally sourced brakes here. This one actually feels really nice. Some of them feel really spongy. And the spec on this is decent. Like, it's got a mix of Chinese and international brands on it. You got Fox 38s, Michelin tires, Fox rear shock. You got Shimano crankset, but you've got the LT Wu electronic rear mech. And there's a few other versions of it as well. You got lots of different builds of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, this Java brand seems to be quite cool. They have some interesting stuff. Again, lots and lots of road bikes here. some sort of free ride bike as well. This is quite an interesting looking brand. Looks like a dirt jump brand called HMBROS, and they got some really wild looking paint jobs. This looks nice. Got a flame paint job on it and cool pink wheels. And they got a few different versions here. It's got a really chunky box section frame design. And I love the fact that it's all built up with like all Chinese brand parts. So we've got the S-Ride rear derailleur on there, and we've got some Chinese branded cranks and pedals, and even the fork. It's a Mozo, but I think RST have sold that name onto someone else. It's got hints of NS with the bars, but loads of different cool colors. This one looks nice at the back, this green one. Really good looking. This one's a different frame, and more of a, looks like a higher end bike. With a rounded tube profiles, so chunky, like, look at it, how big it is compared to my hand. It's a really big chunky tube frame on that. Looks cool. And loads of different models on the wall too. Yeah, that's cool. And they've got a full suspension bike as well. Again, built up with Chinese components. Stand, sponsors of the Intense team, and they've got a load of cool new products to show. So we've got these new pedals. So these are a titanium pedal. They have a titanium pedal that they are working on now. It's not available just yet. It comes in a bunch of really cool colors. So there's the titanium one, and we have all these different options here on this stand. These will be around $500 roughly, not too sure on the full retail price. If that's out of your price range, then this aluminium version will be available. So the same design, really huge bearing on that, so it should be really nice and durable. It's really low profile as well, so you don't have to worry about rock strikes and things. Nice thin pins to grip your pedal and nicely spread out. They're not concave, which is interesting. Or maybe a slight, no, they're completely flat. So that's an I'm not even showing them on camera. They're not concave, which is an interesting design. But yeah, these look really nice. So these are the aluminium pedals, nice thin profile, big bearing. And then on top of that, we have these new titanium cranks as well, which look absolutely gorgeous. They're beautiful. So these should be going on the market pretty soon. Again, available in a range of different colors. So we've got this more of a rainbowy color, another option here. And they'll be roughly $1,000, but again, if that is out your price range, there's this aluminium model which is also going to come out, which again still looks as good, and it has a nice beautiful machining on there as well, and these will be a little bit more affordable. What did you say on these? Maybe 200?
Yep.
Around $200 once out. And on top of that, if that wasn't enough, new things from Lewis, we have this new stem as well, which has got a really wide clamp area for your bar. It's a really cool looking stem in aluminium. We've got loads of different colors. There's some more colors over there. And then there's this, which may not be launched. That's a Lewis handlebar. So loads of new stuff. If you thought Lewis were just brakes, you're wrong. They do everything. Cranks, pedals, bars, well, maybe bars and stems. Really good stuff. So this is the Wissco. This is a enduro bike, but it's actually being ridden by the champion of China for downhill. And as you can see, it's another mid-pivot design, a high pivot design, sorry. And this one comes with this really cool pink color. It's built up with nice bits. We've got RST forks on the front, and then we've even got Peter's grips on here too. So a real mix of China and international components to build it up. Really cool bike. They've got a few other versions of it too. There's a chrome version over there. Let's take a look at that one actually. This one's got like a, not chrome, but a raw alloy finish to it. And we can have a look at the other side of the bike. So you can see, here it is, with a coil shock on it, with a ZEB fork. How much travel does this have? Is it 170?
Yeah.
So it has 170 mil of travel on the rear, maybe 180 on the front. And look at all these forgings around here. It's really well made, all nicely forged, CNC'd. There's like a forged one-piece rocker on there as well. Threaded bottom bracket. So this is just simply called the Enduro. It's a good name. It's a very clean looking design. It's got fun bar and stem on it. There's not much in W4. I say that as I see this lady with a giant helmet. There you go. So that's the highlight of whole W4, a giant helmet. Wicked. And this is his really cool polygon. But what makes it really cool is that he's made some modifications to it. So if you look here, we've got this button, and that actually actuates a servo on the back. And that means we've got a wireless dropper. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Should we show it again? So you've got the button, the motor here, and then show us the control. Yeah, that's so cool. So we've got an electronic, homemade electronic dropper post. That's awesome. So in the mix with all these international brands, we've got Gates with belt drive bikes. We've got a Zeroid frame on show here. We've got a few other interesting bikes around here, I believe, too. I think there's another Zero downhill bike, but they've also got a belt drive motocross bike too. So it's cool to see something like that here, but I wonder what that costs compared to a local source Chinese brand. Here's another cool brand that I've not heard of, Mambas. I was over here yesterday taking a look at their bikes. This really caught my eye. This is a hardtail that they've developed. It's got UDH. It has a really interesting down tube gusset, which also acts as a port for the cables and hoses that come out there. It's also got a forged bottom bracket, chainstay, yoke area. So quite an aggressive looking bike. 29 or 27.5, you can run it to a 2.8-inch rear tire on that. And internal cable routing. And I think this was like £800 as it stands, which sounds quite affordable for the spec. But I've seen more affordable bikes while I've been walking around. And these guys also do this rather lovely looking Mamba dirt jump bike as well. Cool stuff. So this is a prototype, it's never been seen before. First show of this on at the Shanghai Bike Show. So first looks, you can see it's pretty neat and compact. There's no obvious battery bulge on here. It looks as though the battery is built in and you've got to charge it here, which might not be ideal. The shifter is very similar to an AXS. Let's see if it's working. No, it's not working. But it is just a prototype, so it's probably just run out of power because a lot of people have been looking at this. But this is the S-Ride electronic drivetrain system. It looks as though it's maybe even 3D printed, this one. So it's a really, really early sample. Cool. So here we've got the Wheeltop EDS. It's an electronic drivetrain, and we've got this button control here with a really nice feel. And as you can see, it's pretty quick to go through the gears. And I believe this is programmable, so you can use it on different drivetrains, different speeds. And if you press it, oh, it does it all the way through, that's cool. So you press it once and it can go all the way down. Press it once. That's pretty cool. It does it all in one go. And they've got a new GX, they've got a gravel version of it as well that works with the oval chainring. Really nice positive shift on this. And they've got loads of things here, loads of different electronic drivetrains here at the Wheeltop stand. It's really cool. So that is it for me. I've finished the show. I might come back tomorrow, but that is it for the video. I think there was some really, really cool stuff and it was definitely worth coming. I've got to say that the industry here has changed a lot. It's gone from when I used to live here to having pretty basic bikes to this year being, wow, like there's some really impressive stuff out there. Yeah, it's really cool to see that there's other brands, other markets have different brands and different cool stuff. We probably won't get a lot of it in the UK ever, but it's still cool to see that it's out there. Yeah, so if you're ever in Shanghai during May, I recommend popping in for the Shanghai Bike Show. It's free, you don't need to pay to get in. There's loads to look at, everyone's really friendly and happy to chat to you. Yeah, check it out. Cheers, peace.